In progress.
Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here
is a mirage. Well, I wish it was a mirage, and it is not. It is the truth. It is a sad day. Welcome to the show, everybody. It is Jeranism. I'm with Karen below me. We've got Rose777 and Jason Lingren all in the house. What's up, guys? How are you?
Hello.
So if you don't know the news, I'm sure you've heard by now or have figured it out based on the thumbnail, that unfortunately Rob Skiba has passed away after a battle in the hospital and being on basically in a coma for the last 40 days, I think. And his heart finally gave out today. And he's no longer with us, in a better place. We certainly hope. Check my volume here. Sorry about that. So we're going to do a quick show here on YouTube, literally 10 minutes at the most. And then we're going to go over to Rockfin, because some of the things that some of us want to say are probably better said where free speech at least kind of still exists, and not so much here. So I'll just go first because I've said it many times before, and it's the truth as far as I see it, that Rob to me was the best Christian, besides my mom, which doesn't really count. Can't count your mom. Was the best Christian that I'd ever known. And so there's a lot of Christians out there that constantly try and get me to be a Christian, right? They want me to, they would love that. Would love nothing more than me to find Jesus. And I'll just tell you that the only person that I've known that's a Christian that kind of went at it the right way was Rob Skiba. He's the only person I ever looked at like, oh, I could see where being a Christian is, because he just was always super kind to me. I mean, he knew my wife's name. He knew my, even when Maverick was born, he knew Maverick's name, and he would text me, how's Maverick? Just very personable. At different conferences that we went to, he would always come and sit next to me at like dinner or whatever. And you first, when you meet him, you're like, all right, this guy knows I'm not a Christian. He's going to come over and say things. But no, he comes down and he talks to you about your life and how things are. Never even mentions anything. But he showed that quality, and he will be missed. He was a good guy, always great to me, never said a bad word. We had some great shows where it was even contentious, where he had me on his show 2 weeks in a row, and I had him on my show on Raw for like 2 weeks, and we kind of went back and forth. I gave him my feelings on, why I had some issues with the Bible, and we just had a good conversation. It wasn't like a fight. He was always treated me fairly. So he will be missed, and not a good day. So that's pretty much my piece. And my condolences go to Sheila. Sheila, she was quiet, so I didn't talk to her a lot, but she was always great to me, and I'm sure she was just an extension of how great Rob was. So anyway, who wants to go next? Fantastic. Oh, Karen, go ahead.
Excuse me. I probably didn't talk to Rob quite as much as Jaren, but I did talk to Rob. I met him for the first time at the FEIC in 2017, He was always really nice to me. I always had the same experience as Jaron says. He was always very kind, never judgmental, never pushy, never preachy, and I really enjoyed all of his content. He was one of the ones. Ironically, when he was putting out his ha videos, his testing the globe videos, it was like right when I was watching that, sort of going back and forth, and then so I have a very soft spot for Rob Skiba. He was also at my very first Platsoverfest. He talked for 3 hours. He was so generous with his time and with everybody. He was there. I mean, it was like he was always been a really good guy. And Jaron, same thing. Condolences to Sheila and his whole family. Like I still can't even believe that it's real. Honestly,
He didn't have any kids, right? Anybody know?
I don't.
I don't know either. I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
I feel horrible that I don't know the answer to that question.
I'll check the chat. Can somebody let us know if Mark Sargent, who now just screwed up my entire screen. It's all right. We're good. Hey, Mark, let me fix that. Sorry about that. Mark Sargent, everybody. There we go. Get me in a little smaller box.
Hey.
And we need one more person to square out this screen. That's the most important thing that we can do is get one more person in here. All right, go ahead. Continue. Do you know, Mark, if he had children?
No.
No, he didn't, or no, he
No,
didn't?
he didn't.
Oh, he didn't.
Wait, are we public?
We are live.
Okay. He didn't. His first wife, that ended on a note where the kids thing wasn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So no, as far as I know, he didn't have any kids.
Okay.
And I probably won't, because we're live. I'm not going to go into the first marriage thing.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm going to put up my green screen because whatever.
Somebody says he adopted Sheila's son. So I guess Sheila had a child then.
Oh, that was probably it.
Okay, makes sense. Who wants to go next?
Go ahead, Jason.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I don't have much to say. I met him briefly at the Dallas conference where I spoke. He was a very, very nice fellow. Absolutely, I absolutely extend condolences to his family. Obviously, a terrible day for everyone. But here's the thing: I know that he was highly respected and looked upon as just as a wonderful human being and as a content creator, a teacher, all that. So I know there's a lot of people out there right now who are probably very hurt over this. And that's actually why we thought we should do this. And we're going to get to that when we get to the Rockfin side of things. We have some things we definitely want to talk about in regard to all this, because this is not something we want to see happen again if we can avoid it.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So, Rose, you have anything to say that's allowed?
Yeah, I need to wait till we're on Rockfin to say any of the things that I thought we should do the stream for, but I will say that I didn't know him. I never got to meet him. I don't know anything about him, never got to see any of his content, and everything that I'm hearing now about what a great guy he was, that is why I am extremely upset, because I believe that this could have been avoided, and so that's what we're going to discuss on Rockfin, because now I didn't get to meet Rob.
You would have liked him. He's a nice guy. And Mark, you have anything you want to say?
He was a smart guy. He did a lot of important work.
Yep.
As far as flat Earth goes, and the biblical side of flat Earth, and that side of it, because that's something that a lot of people hold a lot of value in.
Yeah, and he did some great work, at least from my perspective, that things that maybe a lot of us were saying, and then he would go and do some experiment and fix it. I don't know if you guys remember the stupid moon that passes in front of the Earth, which looks ridiculous. It's completely fake.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of us were saying, oh, it's the size is wrong. The size is wrong. And he went and found a hallway and was able to do, a repeat of that experiment and showed that, no, the size was correct. And I think he was right in his summary, which was, we have to remember that if NASA is going to get some things right, it's always going to be those things, right? Like getting the math right on that view. If they're going to fake it, they're not going to fake it and then say, oh, we're going to also get the numbers wrong. So he just taught me a lot. And then all the work that he did with the Lake Michigan with Rick Hummer. And I know Rick's got to be broken up. Man, sorry about that, Rick. I know you guys were really close. And, he did good work on the sunset and showing how that, the atmosphere works as a lens. And he's just done his video that he did that showed the beginning of my show that talks about the meteorologist saying it's a mirage. He did a good video on that, kind of the second version of that when he had the scientist with him. So he's just done great work, and the Testing the Globe series was great. And he was a pillar at Truth Frequency Radio, where a lot of us have a show or had a show at one point. So testingtheglobe.com, Bob just posted that. It must still work. And all right, and Mark, go ahead if you have anything to say before we move over to Rockfin.
Yeah, real quick. The Testing the Globe website, by the way, I have recommended that website more than even my own. Every time anyone ever asks, if they even mention to me in passing any chapter and verse, I say Rob Skiba built that site back in 2015, after I ruined his life, and he it's an amazing comprehensive work. And I don't know if he has to pay for the servers. I hope that thing stays up for as long as possible. And even to this day on TFR, I don't even mention enclosedworld.com. I link Rob's website on TFR when I finish my stuff. So.
And I don't have any information if somebody does in the chat wants to put, I don't know if people want to send flowers or anything like that. I don't know where to do that, but I mean, that'll be coming out because this just happened today, hours ago. Yeah. So I don't know if that information is out yet, but as soon as it is, I'm sure that'll be past Facebook and everything else. So if you've never been to Rockfin before, it is free today. So, the show doesn't cost anything, which means you can go over there. You don't even have to have an account. You can just go watch the show. We're going to spam the chat real quick with the link, and it's, let me find it here. And we're going to go over there. It's just a place where we're allowed to actually speak. So it's going to be in the chat. And hopefully we get a lot of people over there. Sometimes when we do this, nobody goes. So there you go. There's 584 watching, and we should start seeing those people disappear now, hopefully.
Don't need an account, and it's free to watch on Rockfin.
Free. Absolutely. So we're going to go over there. Please, let's overwhelm Sheila with flowers. Yeah, I'll definitely send some flowers myself, but yeah, we'll find that out soon, hopefully. And he lived in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. So somebody says this is Rob's info and his
Dallas Fort Worth.
What is the Kingsgate? So somebody put the address Kingsgate Media, PO Box 118461, Carrollton, Texas 75011. That's in the chat. I'm going to copy that just so I have it in case that's correct. Okay. Anything anybody wants to say to the YouTube crowd before we skedaddle?
Get off YouTube.
Somebody said Zen is getting a little fun together for Sheila. Yeah, the upsetting thing is that, it would be cool if we had 550 people here and we went over to Rockfin and we had 450 or something. Okay, I could see 100 staying. The sad thing is sometimes we go over to Rockfin and there's 150. So it means 400 people care more about staying on YouTube than they care about getting information that's not exactly what the mainstream allows and pushes.
Exactly. So, that's why I said my message is get off YouTube. Stop feeding the beast. All you people who whine in the chat, just stay here on YouTube. Just stay here. No, you're feeding the beast, and they delete our shit and they censor us. Get off YouTube. Click another link. Go to another platform. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier than all the work that we go to stream to all these different platforms and put up all this content. You can click another link. Please do it.
And ask around, because I hear people saying, oh, Rockfin doesn't work. Well, it works for a lot of us. I've never had any issues. And yeah, I use the browser on my iPhone rather than the app because I think the app doesn't work as well. So just figure it out. It'll work. And you can save things so you can listen to it offline and all that. All right, so we're down to 488. That'll be good for now. We're going to drop it one more time. There you go. We're going to see you over at Rockfin. Thanks, YouTube. It's been fun. And, farewell to Rob. Hopefully we see you again one day. And you're a good guy, and you will be missed, and a pillar, a champion in this movement. And it was fun to see your progression. If you guys remember, he was somebody who kept not wanting to say he was a flat earther. Kept saying that over and over again. I'm not sure. And then finally came out and said, all right, now I've seen enough to know that it is. Anyway, we'll see you guys over at Rockfin. Thank you to everybody. See ya later. All right, we are